What's up, guys? So, today's gonna be a little bit different. I've been, you know, setting up for the last 30 minutes because Jeremy decided to be a piece of shit and leave me and Nick all by ourselves to do this one.
Yeah, what a
And,
fucking asshole, dude. Spending
right?
time with friends and family and shit. Who does that?
Right? Who takes vacations?
Not us.
No, for sure not. But, so it's just gonna be me and Nick today. So, get to hear the soothing voices of arguments about cars, most likely. Because that's what me and Nick always seem to come to.
I don't know if it's gonna be as much argue. Well, maybe there's probably gonna be arguing, honestly,
Oh, there's going to be arguing, Nick.
because I feel like we're gonna agree on a lot of shit, though.
No, we definitely will, but there will still be, there'd still definitely be areas that we come up and both say, no, fuck you, you're wrong.
Did you say what episode this is?
Oh, fuck, what episode is this?
I think 14, right?
Is it? Well, let me fucking look. I think it's 14. That sounds about right.
Sure. But I'm
Uh,
actually kind of excited about this
oh, no, this
episode.
is episode 15.
Damn, 15 special episode, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us. Perfect. All right. Well, let's get into this. Right before we started recording, I told Nick that I was cracking into a nice ice cold nitro Pepsi, and
Indeed. And I've
he
never tried. I haven't tried them yet.
he hasn't tried them. He never heard of them. They're fairly new
Mm.
and they're kind of bad. So it's Pepsi,
I
but
was gonna say what's bad about it? Because you say kind of bad, so I'm imagining it's drinkable, but I'm
well, so it's really smooth because of the nitrogen, but
oh, so it's got
nitrogen,
okay,
yeah, it's nitrogen infused instead of
gotcha.
carbonated. And
All
so,
right, I should have assumed.
right. So if you've ever had nitro, like a nitro infused beer or a nitro infused
I've had nitro
coffee,
cold brew.
yeah, that's probably the biggest one that everybody's had is like a nitro cold brew. So it creates a bunch of like little tiny bubbles, and for something like that you're not assuming is gonna be bubbly and carbonated, it's pretty good. Like I fucking love nitro cold brew because that shit's smooth as fuck. Um,
Facts, actually, dude. And dude, cold brew hits different.
oh, cold brew hella be hitting different, but
Yeah.
nitro Pepsi, you know, kind of synonymous. It's a cola. It's fizzy. It's bubbly.
Hmm.
Nitro Pepsi is like Pepsi but flat, but with foam.
Uh,
It,
I
it's
don't
that's why I said it's kind of bad. Like it tastes good, but it's just different. So it's just kind of weird.
like. I don't know. Anytime I think of a soda, I always think carbonated. So sorry, I'm burping. Trying not to be obnoxious on the mic. Every time I've tried or any soda I drink normally, Jesus, if I can think. Um, slow
Well,
start.
that's just kind
Is
of innate to soda, though, right?
right.
It's
Like, can you like
carbonation. That's what
what I'm
makes a
trying to
soda.
get to? Right. What I'm trying to get to though is, can you consider Pepsi Nitro Pepsi a soda? Right? Because it's not carbonated. Right? Isn't like does it have to be carbonated to be a soda?
I think so, but it doesn't say soda anywhere on the can. It says
Right. So
draft.
is
It says draft cola,
so I
which
guess well.
cola is a flavoring.
Oh, okay. So it's not saying it's not calling itself a soda. It's technically calling itself a cola.
Yeah, but just Pepsi in general, you assume, oh, it's a soda, it's going to be carbonated, but it's not.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like drinking flat Pepsi, but it's really smooth.
That's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's not something I drink every day, but they're in the fridge, so I was like, fuck it, I'll drink one.
So it just tastes like regular Pepsi, except not carbonated and just really smooth with some foam.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah.
sweeter, just because of the nitro. Because so when you carbonate something, the CO2 reacts with it, and it's a little bit bitter.
Mm-hmm.
But nitrogen doesn't react with it in the same way, so it makes it a little bit sweeter.
Oh, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I bought a case of the vanilla one and the regular one. I mean, they're
Have you
both.
tried the vanilla one?
That's the one I'm drinking right now.
Oh, okay. So it's like Pepsi vanilla, I assume.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's pretty what I expected.
yeah.
It's kind of sick though. I mean, I don't know. I'm all for new shit, but like, whenever you stray too far from the norm, Bethesda, it can kind of be a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those. It's interesting.
Right. No, I get
So,
it.
and
But it's
it's
like,
something different.
right, if you're gonna do something different though, I mean, at least make sure it's like fucking dank, you
Oh
know?
yeah, but
But,
it's. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that fucking love it.
oh,
I
I'm sure there's some people who fucking get down with that shit.
Yeah, and I don't get me wrong. I don't hate it. It's just different.
Right. Yeah, like you say, it kind of sucks, but mainly for you.
Yeah, just because I mean I like Pepsi, so I
See, I'm not a Pepsi guy.
yeah
I'm Dr. Pepper through and through.
yeah. Well, so here's the real question though: Pepsi or Coke?
Uh, I really, to be completely honest, I don't have very much of a preference because I mean, like I say, I like Dr. Pepper, so I usually don't drink Coke or Pepsi. But if I'm gonna choose, I'm gonna drink Pepsi. Primarily because that's what my dad always drank. So like, if I'm gonna have to choose, I'm gonna choose Pepsi just because I do think like subconsciously I like it better, just because that's what we always had at the house.
I get that. I get that.
You know.
And we usually had Coke at the house growing up, but I honestly kind of prefer Pepsi. I don't have a good reason why, but I do. So there's that.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, let's try talking about cars for a bit because I'm kind of curious. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one, but I have just a quick question. What's your favorite car brand?
Favorite car
I'm
brand?
sure we've talked about this. Yeah, yeah, your favorite car brand. I'm sure we've talked about it, but I am curious. Overall, no like specifics on domestic or whatever because they're so, I mean, it's so readily available
Yeah.
in general.
Fuck. I mean, that it, that's innately a hard question because I have a lot of cars that I really like,
Right, but like
and
brand overall, you know?
God, I I don't know actually because like
Oh,
there's a lot of brands that like I like one specific car from them a lot,
mhm.
but that doesn't mean I like all of their cars.
No, I definitely feel that.
Um, and I don't
That's
think
why that's why it's such a good question, you know? It's like because everybody has that, right? Like where you like one car from a company a lot, but you don't like the actual like company that much or most of their cars.
yeah. I mean, if I had to give like an absolute favorite that would hit all of their cars, I would probably have to say like Koenigsegg, just because all of their cars are a work of art, or Pagani.
Right, and I'm not talking, prices, there's no limit on price. I'm just, whatever your favorite is,
Yeah.
essentially.
So I mean, if I'm going like entire brand that I like every single one of their cars that have ever been made, it would have to be probably Pagani, just because all of their cars are a work of art, and
Right, like it's
they haven't made an innately bad car because they're multi-million dollar cars.
Right, and I kind of feel like I understand that one mainly because like the craftsmanship that goes into them.
Yeah, mad respect to those designers.
I
But
would probably have to say my favorite is, man, it's kind of a thinker because like instinctively I want to say Toyota, right? Just
yeah,
because fucking Toyota. But I don't know. I mean, probably Honda actually
really,
would be my favorite car brand. Yeah.
huh?
Because, dude, the fucking motors they produce are insane
Uh,
for just being production engines. You know, like average everyday like economy cars,
Oh yeah,
and their manuals are all like linkages, no, not cabled or anything, right? It's all like physical linkages. So there's no stretching and sloppiness that comes from them, except for bushings and shit. But that's normal. Um, and just the pure durability and just efficiency of their motors, it's really impressive. I think because their K series is great, their J series is great, which the J series is their V6 that they put
hmm
in like the Odysseys and shit. Um, Everybody knows K20 and K24. Who actually like knows cars or has any kind of information on Honda. B series are great. I mean, they just have so many great small engines
yeah,
that you can put into literally anything. So if you wanted to make like just a track kart, I think a Honda motor is probably the best bet just because of low weight, high output, and high efficiency. I mean,
and you can
you
beat the ever living shit out of them.
yeah, I mean you can just beat the dog out of them, and they just keep on going and making ridiculous power at high efficiency. And the aftermarket support for those for Honda motors is really intense. I mean, and it's so easy to take any like Civic and make it all-wheel drive just because most of the parts are interchangeable between most of their cars.
Yeah,
So it's just really impressive to me the possibilities there is with like Hondas.
yeah. I can
And the
give
price, dude, the price tag is sweet. It's
yeah,
most of it's like super cheap until you start getting to like the, super high end like billet fucking pistons and shit.
yeah, and I can give mad props to that because they're still designing cars as tools.
Right. And just
They're
to get
not
into like, go ahead.
they're not designing them to be expendable like most other companies have been for a while.
And I mean, I'm saying, dude, Toyota and Honda are probably the best bang for your buck car in the world.
Oh yeah. Well, shit.
Honestly.
Just the sheer number of like 2000 or like late 90s, early 2000s Toyota Camrys that are still driving around with,
Oh, dude, in
four, five, 600,000 miles on them.
and you see all kinds of them too. I mean, you see pristine ones, and you see ones that are just fucking shit boxes, but still out there, still
They're
cruising, not
still
blowing any
running.
blue smoke, not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me because I'll look on Marketplace and I'll look up like Hondas and because I really want an EK hatch like the Boosted Boys have their red one.
hmm
Um, because I think that's probably my favorite Civic because it's still like it's because the one I think it's the generation after that after the EK where it started to get kind of like the more modern looking Honda, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think they're too like angular. I like the smooth like
They're
rounded or
too
the like boxy
aggressive.
Hondas. Dude, the fucking EG I think hatches I think is what it is. Those are fucking sweet too, but they're so old now.
Yeah.
I I don't really have the time. Um,
I don't have the
to
energy.
That's kind of the thing, right? Like I probably have the time and energy. It's just like I I work a normal job and have the podcast that we do as well as D&D, and then I have tons of friends up here that always want to hang out. So it's kind of like I don't want to take on a project like that because I don't really want to sacrifice the time I spend with my buddies and
Yeah,
doing
you don't
this and
want to
stuff like
give
that.
up something just to take care of a car.
Right, exactly. But an EK hatch is like still new enough that it really wouldn't, it would need work, of course, because of the price I would want to buy it at. But
Yeah.
I think those are the cleanest, slickest looking Hondas. But every time I go on Marketplace and look up, like really cheap, like sub $2,000 or sub $3,000 like Hondas and Toyotas, dude, I'm surprised at how many people have like blown up the motors in those things.
Really?
Like the amount of yeah, dude, it's like every like one out of like maybe 10 is like has a bad motor or bad transmission. I'm like, you must have just like not done any maintenance.
Just absolutely nothing to that car for most of its life.
Yeah, like what's an oil change? What's getting this transmission serviced? Like, and that's like you don't even have to get the transmission serviced in most of the time. It's good to, but I mean, honestly, just getting the oil changed and making sure all the filters are good. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the bare minimum that you should do with every car, and that's all you usually have to do with a Toyota or Honda, and they'll just last for fucking ever. Especially the
Yeah.
four cylinders. The four cylinders are ridiculous in both cars.
Oh yeah.
Only thing I will say about Honda is their automatics do have some problems from time to time. It's certain like year ranges, like 2 or 3 years, will have recalls on their transmission.
Yeah, but really, name me any automatic transmission that doesn't have just some innate problem, and that's just the
Toyota,
nature of even.
the 6 speeds they put in behind the like old like the 20, I think I want to say 2014 and down, because now they all have 8 speeds. They
Mhm.
all have 8 speed ASINs, but the actual like factory Toyota 6 speeds or Lexus 6 speeds they used to put in those cars, oh my god, they were so good. Such good transmissions.
Yeah.
Like I can already tell my mom's Lexus, the 8 speed in it is kind of, it's not, nothing is wrong with it, but I can tell it's starting to feel like a 100,000 mile car. You
Yeah.
know, like it's still really nice because it is a Lexus,
Does
and
your
they
car
do
really
make
have
sure.
that many miles already?
Yeah, it's mainly because it was getting driven so much whenever my mom had it, and then I drove it a bunch because the Golf was out of commission. So because I was trying to sell it without putting a ton of miles on it, it has like 113 on it now.
Oh wow.
It's a
Dang.
2016 though, and usually those cars I see them for sale around 130. Like most Lexuses get sold around 130,000.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a, and I mean it's a Lexus, so it's still has plenty of life in it. I'm not worried about anything on that car. But I will say one thing a lot of people don't realize is like, and I think is kind of crazy to me, and an eye opener is that the price tag of a luxury vehicle is not just the MSRP, right?
Nope.
So like you can get one, put a down payment on it, and be able to make the payments, but you have to consider maintenance.
Oh yeah.
Like the just the rotors and pads, front and rear for that car, for the RC 350 2016. It's an F Sport. It has the bigger front brake rotors that are two
Yeah.
piece. They're like 14.5 inch diameter. They're
Big old
they're
brake
pretty
boys.
they're pretty fucking huge,
Them
and
some beefy
they work.
brakes. Oh
They
yeah.
work really great, but for front and rear pads and rotors, just parts, it's $1,600 from Lexus.
God dang.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't take that into consideration whenever they're buying, because you see a lot of people buying cars for clout, right? Like
Oh yeah.
you wanna be the guy who drives a Mercedes or a fucking BMW or any kind of high end luxury car, right? Which is awesome, cool for you, but I would
Mm.
say if there's like any luxury car brand to buy is Lexus. Like
Oh
if you're
yeah.
going to.
Well, because it's the sheer reliability of it. Like,
Exactly, right? Like parts are still going to be expensive because it's a luxury car, just like any other luxury brand, but you won't have to put nearly as much into it just because of
but
how
they the parts are expensive, but they break down less often.
well, it's not even like breaking down, right? Like
Well,
they
yeah,
like wearing,
just yeah.
like just like the how complex and shit. Like if there's any advice I could give anybody is never buy a German car ever. I know you have your Jetta, but you don't do anything to it. You drive it like a normal person. It's like a utility vehicle, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
It's
not
sheer just get me here and there. It's not.
right. And of Go ahead.
It's not a, oh, I'm gonna mod the fuck out of this and do this and that. It's like I
Well,
bought it to just drive, and that's it.
and it's not a forever car, I assume.
No, absolutely not.
Right, right. So it's like, if there's like a Honda or a Toyota is obviously going to be a better choice for like a daily for somebody who plans to keep their car for like ever if they want to.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
plus, I have one question for you. Is your headliner sagging yet?
No.
Check around your A pillars, right near the sun visors. Check around there because that's where mine started sagging, and it was only 4 years old.
Mine's 7 years old at this point, and I haven't noticed any sort of sagging.
Dude, the headliner in Noah's CC is like straight up like falling down.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a 2014 as well.
What the fuck do y'all do to y'all's cars?
Nothing.
I, I don't
Like nothing
understand.
weird.
I
It's
well, so they. So here's the thing about that though, is because they did their whole facelift in 2015.
right.
So
Well, also
the 2014 bodies are different than the 2015 bodies, and they went through and
the
changed a bunch of the interior on the 15s.
also just to throw in another little tidbit of information, the 20 like the Mark 6 Jetta and Golf in that like year range
Hmm.
was Volkswagen's first attempt at mass production as well.
Really?
Yeah, so that's probably why so many like the GTIs and shit from that era would blow up a lot and like because they have timing chain tensioner issues and they're interference
Yeah.
motors, right? Like and the four-cylinder turbos are probably the most notorious for it. And I think I would be willing to say that the Volkswagen four-cylinder, the 2 liters and the 1.8s and just Volkswagen engines in general are better than Hondas as far as making power and being efficient. Well, maybe not being
So
efficient because they don't get as good a gas mileage.
so
But
here's my golden boy reason why I feel like my car has given me zero issues is because I have a unicorn.
that's a naturally aspirated 2 liter, isn't it?
It's a 2 liter NA
Yeah,
when most of the ones of that year were 2 liter turbos.
right. Because you just bought. It's like a base model with like a convenience package, isn't it?
Uh,
So it's
Base
got
model
like
with the
the
media package.
so it had like the sound and like speakers and shit, right? Like the head, like the nice head unit and
The
shit.
nicer, yeah. But it's
So
a
that's probably your saving
unicorn.
grace. Is it's fucking NA. The
Yeah,
turbo car, Volkswagen's turbo car is just kind of ass.
yeah. So it's 7 years old now. It's got 100 no, yeah, 103,000 miles.
Oh, so you're still pretty fresh into it. I mean, 100,000 miles to me is nothing.
Oh yeah, no, it's still, I mean, for a 2015, it's low mileage
Yeah, of
just
course. Actually,
because
yeah.
the nature of how people drive cars, especially in Texas. But
Hmm.
I don't go on many trips or anything like that, so it has just stayed fairly low mileage. I put like 15,000 miles a year, maybe. Not even that, because I've had it for no, yeah, it's about that. Because I've had it almost 4 years, and I've put almost 40,000 on it.
Oh, okay.
So, but I believe that that's my saving grace in that car is it's the 2 liter motor, which have stood the test of time as being like good motors, but it's NA, so it doesn't have all the problems of the turbo motor.
Well, and that was my thing with the Golf. Like the engine in it was the 2.5 liter 5 cylinder,
Hmm.
and it was fucking great. It had great power. I mean, the reliability on the motor was fantastic, but all of the accessories on it, like the filter housing, the oil filter housing, the transmission, like everything attached to it sucked. Like it was kind of cheapy, like because you had to torque down the oil filter housing like to exact torque specs, and I didn't, and I
Why?
cracked mine. Well, because I didn't. I don't think I had a torque wrench at that time. But it's kind of one of those things, right? It's a plastic oil filter housing.
Yeah, that's
So
just stupid.
I went online to buy a replacement, right? And I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, of course. But the factory replacement plastic one was $130. Whenever the billet aluminum one I replaced it with was 80.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of my issue with Volkswagen is like they're unnecessarily like the parts for them are unnecessarily expensive
Yeah.
just
And
because I think they're German. You know, you have to ship it and everything
yeah.
overseas. That's why I'd say, you know, if you're gonna get a domestic, get a truck.
Yeah. And
Trucks are pretty sick.
that's the sheer like the reason that I've done absolutely nothing to that car. Like I've got its oil changed and I check the tires and I check the brakes, but shit, I haven't even had to put a set of brakes on it yet because I don't drive it like a fucking idiot.
Well, also, I mean, mine on my Golf they lasted to about I don't think I ever did the brakes on it. The Volks, I will say that their brake rotors and pads last a while.
Yeah.
Like they last a really good while, surprisingly.
Yeah. So I mean, it is one of those things. I'll keep that car till it fucking
Croaks.
croaks, just
Yeah.
because that
I mean, you might as well.
cost me like $100 a month to run.
Yeah.
That's it, because it's paid off. It's insurance on it is cheap because it's a Volkswagen. It's not
Hmm.
anything super expensive, super crazy fast. So full coverage, I think I'm paying like $74 a month, $68 a month, something like that. And then
Hell yeah, dude.
fuel's cheap because I get 30 city, 34 highway.
Yeah, and that's amazing. I think I get 8 to 10.
Yeah, but you also drive a 3/4 ton pickup.
Yeah, with a 8.1 liter big block. So of
Yeah.
course I'm gonna get terrible fucking gas mileage. But I was thinking once I pay it off, yeah, I'm gonna seriously look into getting like a Civic, like an EK hatch or something.
Yeah, something easy to maintain, or well, yeah, easy to maintain, cheap on the pocketbook.
Well, I kind of want it so I can daily it,
Yeah,
turbo it, and like if it breaks, whatever, I have the truck. You know, like I want to make it like a fat like the street car essentially, where it handles well. It makes like maybe 300 to 400 horse,
yeah.
and I'll get the experience of being able to turbo something that was naturally aspirated, like on my own kind of thing. Like I want to learn that.
Ah, shit, just do it to the
So,
pig.
fuck. I mean, I've seen one handle 13 psi.
Uh huh.
Dude, could you imagine fucking turbo big block? Good
Jesus
lord.
Christ, turbo 8.1 liter.
Woo! You talk about some fun, dude.
Oh
Holy
yeah,
shit.
for sure. That would be a
None of the
fucking
handling,
blast.
all of the horsepower.
The way Americans like it.
Yes, sir. Breaking the
Oh,
tires loose all day.
okay. So I will bring up a fun point with that. What the fuck is up with American muscle cars and handling like dog shit? So I don't know
I
if you've ever seen somebody track like a stock Mustang or a stock Camaro or a stock Challenger
yes, I have. And it's
versus like what would be
like a Civic, literally like a Civic.
yeah, or even something more. So we'll even go like a Hellcat. So 707 horse, supposed to be really fast, right? Compare it to something around the same price range, a BMW M2.
No, no, dude, we're talking like fucking $80,000, if not more, right? Like a Hellcat's pretty expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's about what an M2 costs.
Is it really? God,
Yeah,
I am not down with that. M2s are cool, but like they're kind of little
but
piddly cars.
but just the like the if you've ever watched them around a track,
Oh, dude, yeah,
the
they're
B
great around a track, right? But like,
the BMW makes 300 less horsepower than that Hellcat, but around a track that say runs a 4-minute lap time average.
Right.
The Hellcat's going to run a 430. The BMW's going to run a 330.
Yeah. Well, it might not be like that drastic, but
Yeah,
it may
but
be. It could be, of course, because fucking Hellcats are fat.
they're
But
fat. They don't turn.
I mean, there have been though, like domestic manufacturers have tried the like sporty, well handling car. I mean, look at a Pontiac Fiero, for instance.
Yeah.
It's just why would you buy a shitty American version whenever you can buy the really good European or Japanese version, right? Like that's kind of I think that's the problem. Because there's
Yeah.
just better alternatives.
Yeah. But it's also and it's that's just been like American car culture for the longest time, right? That's why a muscle car is a muscle car, because
Yeah.
that's what time and people have said, oh, those are really cool.
Well, I mean, a big reason for why the domestic manufacturers started doing like smaller engines and better handling and more comfortable and just everything like that is because they were losing out to all of the foreign manufacturers,
Yeah.
Japanese and
European.
alternative.
Yeah.
It's because they couldn't like everybody was buying those cars because they were better.
Yeah.
As far as like actually being a good car. But I think for having fun, high horsepower and ill handling it can be fun. Just being able to rip a fucking burnout.
Oh yeah, it can be, but if I can't enjoy, actually driving the car,
Right. I
because
mean, you can drive them, but like the limits are so much sooner
yeah,
than say like something that has less power and better suspension and lighter. That's my thing. American cars are just fucking heavy.
yeah, it's always been funny to me is just seeing how much different, like, just the design of all these cars is. And
Right. I think we've lost a lot of the character in designing cars
oh, for sure.
over
I
the
mean,
years. I mean, the fucking
eh,
cars look like the same now.
yeah, they're edgy and like they're
Which
so
I think the '90s or the '80s did that. Because
uh
back in like the '80s, everything was a square, and then in the '90s, everything was like trying to become more streamlined and smoother and shit. To be more fuel efficient, and aerodynamic.
no, that
And
was in the
now, like,
2000s. That
you
was
think
early
so?
yeah, cuz Econobox
Well, didn't the C5 come out in the '90s? And the
uh
C4 was, of course, a box, even though the C4 does have the lowest drag coefficient of any Corvette.
yeah. Well, the
Because the C4 was from the '80s and '90s.
yeah. And I'm talking like regular cars more so. Like
Right. Like, not expensive, or, yeah, expensive sport cars.
yeah, but so like say look at like a Civic. They went from square
Well, the
bodies.
'90s was the EK, the '80s was the EG, which was square.
Yeah, but they went from like the square to a little more rounded to absolutely no character whatsoever. It looked just like the fucking Honda. It looked just like the fucking every other Toyota. Like they all look exactly the same.
Right.
And
Which is
then
for a reason. I think. Go ahead.
and then you go to now where they all got edgier, but they all still look the same.
Yeah, right. Like, they all started getting a little more angular, but they're all still, like, doing the same angles and
Yeah,
shit.
so the Civic still kind of looks like the uh, Camry. The they all just kind of mimic each other always.
Yeah, it cracks me up, dude.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's just a lack of effort, I think,
Yeah.
mainly
So
on like the designers and engineers and shit, right? Like,
yeah.
because it's hard to. I mean, it's definitely hard. I can't,
Well, yeah, because you're designing something for mass market. But
Right.
so let's look at it from a different angle of a luxury brand. We'll say I'll we'll go with Lamborghini just because they've always been that like bleeding edge coolest thing you can buy, right?
Yeah.
So what what era of Lamborghini would you say is the best designed?
Definitely like the era of like the Murcielago and shit like that.
Yeah,
Super fucking cool. But although the new like Aventadors and like shit like that are fucking sweet.
they are, but they all
They all look the same, and they're all kind of like shit cars.
so
Like as far as reliability and actually being like good
so
cars, they kind
so
of fucking suck.
here's the really fun fact about cars. Um, so let me list off a bunch of car brands and tell me who
Hmm.
owns them.
Oh yeah, I got this.
Okay,
I know a bunch of this.
Lamborghini,
Volkswagen.
Porsche,
Well, Porsche isn't really a car manufacturer.
yeah, they are.
No, they're an engineering firm.
Well, but they still their label is on cars. But who owns them?
I thought Porsche was independent. I thought they.
Nope,
Oh, does Volkswagen own them?
Volkswagen. Um, what's a fucking Bugatti?
Volkswagen.
Ferrari.
Fiat.
No, they're actually still independent, I believe.
What? No, I'm pretty sure. Wait. Oh, no, you may be right. No,
I,
you may be right on that one.
I believe. Let's see. Ram.
Fiat. I
Uh,
already knew that one.
Chrysler Dodge.
Well, it's Chrysler Fiat technically, so they're
Well,
like a
yeah,
partnership.
yeah.
But like Dodge, Ram,
Jeep.
fucking Fiat, Chrysler, yeah, it's Fiat.
Yep.
Like they put Italian diesels in Jeeps now.
Yeah. Um, shit. What's it? There was another one that Volkswagen owns that you would never expect it to own, but it does crack me up
Well,
because literally the most expensive car in the world and one of the cheapest cars in the world are owned by the same company.
oh yeah,
Because
dude,
I
you
can
already
go
know.
out right now and buy a 2022 Jetta base model for like $19,000.
Yeah.
Or I could go get a fucking Bugatti Chiron for what, 2.5 million?
No, I think it's more than that. I think it's like 16 mil or some shit. It's ridiculous because
Yeah.
Ferraris and Lamborghinis cost like 2 mil, so Bugattis are more expensive than them.
Oh yeah, but it's still just that funny point of what the fuck business does Volkswagen have owning supercars?
I have no idea. It's kind of weird.
It always just cracks me up because my boss owns a Lamborghini. It's a Huracan, so it's the
Those are
most
cool.
base Lamborghini you can get.
Right.
I think it stickered at like 320,000 or something.
Which is still like, I
Oh
mean, it's still a
yes,
badass car, right? But like,
yeah. But it cracks me up because every time he says something about it, I'm like, oh, that's a real fancy Volkswagen you got there. It's
yep.
like, shut up.
It's funny because like they all have. They're all their own manufacturers, but they do have that umbrella, right?
Yeah,
The weirdest thing to me is the Ford and Volkswagen partnership for the electrical thing.
yeah,
They want to do electric vehicles, and I'm like, okay.
yeah. No, it is. It's crazy just how much of just other stuff that everybody owns. But
I don't know. I don't think Toyota owns like a bunch of people.
I don't think so either. But they're also not owned by anybody. It's Toyota.
Right. I mean, Toyota's also so successful just because of their philosophy on how they design cars.
Yeah.
You
Because
know, they design
is it
they don't design cars for shareholders. They design cars for longevity and the consumer to so they can last.
yeah, and I think it's Toyota that at any point in production, if a guy on the line sees something that can be done better or more efficiently,
Well, that's like a Japanese thing. I know what you're talking about,
they
where
they
they'll
they have the authority to stop production to bring the idea up and change it.
well, what it is if a mistake is made, they have the ability to shut down production to correct the mistake, right?
Yeah,
Or call like tell them like, and they're rewarded for that,
yeah.
right? Like calling themselves out and such. As far as I'm aware, I don't actually
Well,
never worked in
it's not
Japan.
even
So.
just mistakes. I'm pretty sure it like I said,
Right,
I'm
it's
pretty
anything
sure
they
it's
see that is
Toyota.
like a incorrect or a flaw or something
Yeah.
wrong.
And so it's just this constant iteration of they see something that they could do better, they change it. They see
Right,
something they can
exactly.
do better, they change it. And so it's just that constant, it's not we have to absolutely press this factory to the 100% maximum. It's we'll push it, but if we see something that we can do better, that's going to make the car better, that's going to make the manufacturer easier, we'll change it. And
Right,
anybody on the floor of that factory has the power to do that. So,
which is super cool.
oh yeah. And it's
Like,
a
and
super good philosophy of building stuff
well, the main
because
problem with like domestic manufacturers is they try all they build cars for is to impress shareholders.
mhm,
So it doesn't have to be the best quality; it just has to make the shareholders go, "Ooh, yep."
yeah. It's just the shareholders have to say, yeah, that's good.
Right? They're not built for the consumer; they're built to fucking make shareholders happy,
Yeah.
which
So,
is really fucking annoying because the
oh,
consumer is the ones who are buying your actual fucking shit.
yeah. So, here's another one. What is your absolute dream car? Like your I made it in life. I'm buying me this car.
Uh, SRT10 Viper, or no, the Viper the ACR.
ACR, yeah.
Yeah, ACR Viper. Yeah, all day.
Okay.
Easy
Okay.
fucking choice, dude.
I
Like
can agree.
I'm not a Mopar guy by any means, but
But that car
Viper,
is just a fucking
dude,
it's
I
a
mean,
beast.
it's such a good fucking car.
And we're talking like '05, right? Not like
Well,
the
just
newer uh not the newer one where they fucking nutted it.
my like personal favorite is probably a second gen.
Yeah, so that's like '05, '06, I think.
Yeah, because the first gens had really bad overheating problems, and like I really
The
like they're
the
cool looking cars in their first gen, but
the
like,
the first gens would cook you, literally cook you in the driver's seat because
oh yeah,
they had problems with the firewall insulation and the exhaust would burn it out and then the driver footwell would reach like fucking close to 200 degrees.
hell
Um,
yeah, dude, make me hot, boy.
but it's also just the fact of you look at those cars, they look super fucking cool, but also they have zero driver assists.
Well, also it's an 8 point. Like I drive a big block Chevy truck, so of course I'm gonna want an 8.4 liter fucking
10
V10,
cylinder,
dude. Are you
yeah.
shitting me? Good lord, that's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
And it made so much power.
Oh my god,
And it has no ABS. It has no traction control.
nothing, no
Nothing.
driver aids, which was so great. They called it the death trap, like a death machine. And I'm like, yes, put me in it.
Well, it's like the early model Diablos.
Yeah, dude.
They had no driver assist or anything like that either.
People
And
who actually like cars like them to be
everybody
dangerous,
everybody that has ever driven a Diablo has said, "Yep, that car is actively trying to kill me."
which is awesome, dude. You love that. Like that's
Oh
what
yeah.
makes it exciting, right? Like people Most people just want something that's going to be safe and comfortable and reliable and such, which I agree with the reliability thing and comfortable. But I want something that is like as a fun car to actively be trying to fucking take my head off.
Well, yeah, because that's
Because if you can like
part of the
wrangle that,
excitement.
well, just being it, knowing that you can wrangle that, you're just like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm the guy.
Oh yeah, you're like, there ain't shit that can fucking stop me now.
Makes your balls feel huge.
Yeah. So that's a good good choice. Mine has always and will forever always be a fucking 911 GT3 RS.
Man, I remember in the Ferrari Enzo
Bro,
was like your shit.
no.
You used to love that
So
car.
the Ferrari that I so okay, I'll take back the 911, but it's the one I'm gonna be able to get
Right.
because the like true absolute dream car that I actually have I will never be able to get. It is the Ferrari 575 GTC,
I don't
which
even
is
know what that is.
it's technically a race car.
Okay, I mean,
They
it's great.
made
That was fine.
a few as street legal, but they cost like so these were like '07 or '08 cars. They only
Hmm.
made it for like 1 or 2 years.
Damn.
Um, but they are to buy one from somebody now would cost like 10 to 12 million dollars
That's
because
quite a
they are
price tag.
so limited. I think they made like 100 of them, if that.
Right.
So
Because I'm sure it was for a racing series where it had to be technically a production car.
yes,
Right.
so
That makes a bunch of sense.
that's my ultimate. If I ever was like a billionaire, I would search and fucking 100% buy one of those because it's one of those like doesn't really look like a Ferrari because it's
Yeah.
a front engine rear wheel drive. It's a long hood. So it kind of looks like the shit. Is it the F12?
Yeah, the Berlinetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I was just gonna bring that up. The new F12 Berlinetta, like coupe, kind of like hatchback thing.
It's kind of
It
like
has the really
that,
long hood.
but longer hood.
Oh boy, you know how I
It.
am with long hoods. Fucking Cadillac XLR, dude.
Oh yeah.
Shit,
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
I will send you a picture real quick. But it's one of those like the only reason I know about it is because I got a Hot Wheels of that car.
Oh yeah, and you were like, "This is the
I was
shit."
like, this is the car that I want.
Yeah, we always had a model Viper at my dad's house
hmm
back in the day, whenever we were still young. Dude, and I thought that was just the coolest car. Super long hood, V10, front engine.
Oh, it's
Oh yeah,
2003.
still.
But let me send this to you, and you'll understand why I'm so absolutely obsessed with this car. Okay, it's on Discord.
Oh yeah, I've seen one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fucking sweet, dude.
So that will forever be like, if I'm a billionaire, I will buy that car.
This is
Um,
it.
but other than that, I will never be able to afford it. So
Feel that.
yeah.
That's
But
that's like most people's favorite cars
yeah. Other than
or dream
that,
car.
it would definitely be, like I said, a 911 GT3 RS. Just because I don't know the design of those cars, the handling of those cars, the power of those cars. Everybody that's ever driven one is like, this is the best car I've ever driven, and I love the way they look.
I mean, a Porsche is a Porsche, right? They all kind of look the same, but if you're gonna get a Porsche, you better get like a sports car one, right?
Yeah, well, because the GT3 RS that package has all of the ground effects. It has
Well, it's a race car basically from the
it's a
factory.
street legal race car, yeah.
Yeah, essentially, which is what car guys love as far as their favorite goes.
Yeah. And so that's the car that I would buy in a heartbeat if I had the money.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a great car. It's a great choice.
Oh yeah. Other than that, if I had a lot of money, I would buy a fucking Brabus Rocket 900.
Ooh, man, the AMG GTRs are fucking
Oh,
sweet too, dude.
bro,
Oh
the
god.
uh, what is it? Uh,
Because the Brabus makes one of those too, like if they're
yeah,
their own version of that too,
yeah.
and it's so fucking sweet.
The SLS AMG
Yeah,
will still
shit,
forever
dude.
because I long hood boy gang.
Well, it's isn't it a V10 as well? So it's like kind of the German Viper.
Yeah, I actually think it's a V8, but it's
Is it?
a
I don't know.
I think it's a supercharged V8.
I just, dude, it boggles my mind though, because I'll tell people I love that car, and they like I show it to them, and they're like, "Ew, that's ugly," and I'm like, I fucking don't know who you are."
Bro, you gotta have them fucking gull wing doors. It's all about them
Dude, yeah,
gull wing doors.
going doors are fucking sick,
For sure. I
and
fucking.
they're super convenient too,
Yeah. But yeah.
depending on how they're designed.
Well, yeah, because there's definitely some shitty designed ones, but.
Right, ones that swing way out away from the car because they're
Yeah.
like, or like the Ford fucking GT. Can't even you can barely get in the fucker,
Oh, yeah.
especially if you're my height. Good luck.
Oh,
We're
almost
watching
fucking
Jeremy Clarkson
impossible.
get in and out of one. I think he's like
Yeah,
6'4".
yeah. No, it's almost fucking impossible for him to do it.
Because I mean, the space they give you to get in is tiny, and then the doors in the way.
The door's in the way. Uh, oh, what the fuck is that part called? It's not coming to me. Where the lip of the door. That's part of the frame.
Yeah,
Yeah, that part is like almost a foot wide in that car.
here's like why.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, shit. Of course, there's a lot of cars out there that I would be like, oh, I would love to own that, or I would love to drive that. But there's very few cars that's like, I have my mindset that when I have this amount of money, this is the car I will buy.
Yeah, I mean, of course, right? Like, there's a ton of those.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of money, so I got my promotion recently, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it already went through, and
Hell
I just
yeah.
had a meeting with my site manager today, and I wasn't supposed to get a raise,
Mm-hmm.
but I did anyways.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, your boy dude, that fucking raise was like the raise was like 5%, so it's good raise, but like the amount of money I went from making to am now making is obscene. Like as far as the comparison, like
That's fucking
I'll just
great.
say it's over a $20,000 increase for my annual pay rate.
God damn, congrats, boyo.
Fucking am super hyped about that.
I fucking would be too.
Right, like I mean it's not to like fucking jerk myself off, but I just wanted to throw that out there. I've been like super hyped about that all day.
Hell yeah.
And my new position is like more chill, and I mean it's not more chill, I guess, because I'm still like working constantly, but
Not
it's
as
just not as
strenuous.
stressful. It's not as stressful
Yeah.
or anxiety inducing.
There you go.
Because man, talk about anxiety with fucking what I was doing before. Woof.
Uh,
Your
you
boy gets overwhelmed easily.
you wouldn't last a day in my career.
Probably not, dude. I can't handle it. I get so overwhelmed so easily.
Yeah. No, but shit. I'm just biding my time and I'll get like a I don't know. Uh I don't even want to say.
Hopefully something dummy.
Oh, it'll be like a 600% raise.
Yeah, that would be fucking sick.
Yeah. So
Just the absolute move, dude.
that's the reason I work so much.
Makes sense. I mean, and that was why I stuck with my job. Like there was a lot of times where I wanted to quit and
Oh yeah,
wanted to, get out of it, but you never know.
yeah. I mean, shit. Look at you now, making fucking good money.
Yes, sir. Compared to what I was making for sure, it's like it's definitely way better.
Yeah.
Do I wish I was making more? Of course.
Well, yeah, who
But
doesn't?
yeah, right?
But yeah, no. I'm just biding my time. I'll make it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what a lot of it is, just patience.
Yeah. But yeah. No, but for real though, congrats. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Been a long time coming.
Oh yeah,
It
for
was funny
sure.
because my manager who told me about my raise, he was like, I mean, you weren't supposed to get this, but he's like, you deserve it. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, finally, I'm recognized for something.
Yeah, although there is a chance that it might like get redacted, just
Uh,
because I wasn't supposed to get it. They think it may have been like just the system put it in. But he said that most likely won't happen. Whenever he says that, it's usually a
it's
pretty fucking good guarantee that it won't.
it's most likely that it's not gonna happen.
Right. He likes. I think it's kind of the manager talk, right? Like you don't want to make promises that you're not 100% of.
Yeah, yeah,
So you try to say I shouldn't, but
yeah. He
I,
tells you it's not 100% guaranteed, but most likely,
yeah.
we're like 95% sure that you're gonna be fine.
Which hey, I don't need any guarantees.
Yeah.
I'm totally happy with what I got, and if like just the regular promotion, and if I mean any more is just kind of icing on the cake.
Oh yeah.
So
No, the only guarantee in life is death and taxes.
yes, sir. And fuck taxes.
Bro, speaking of taxes, I got a thicky tax return in this year.
Mine was pretty much normal. It's usually around like 1,000. Mine was like 1,200 this year.
Yeah, mine was 6,700.
Woo! What in the hell? That's fucking sick. How'd you manage that?
Kid, and I paid a shit
Oh
ton.
yeah. Well, did you get that child tax credit thing that they were talking about, or they roll that out yet?
Uh, they did, but we didn't collect it, so it just got added onto the tax return.
Ah, so that's probably where some of that came from then.
Yeah,
That's kind of sick.
but also she's in school, so we got stuff from that. We got to
Oh, yeah.
we got to like write off a bunch of like educational expenses. So I think I
Sick,
got
dude.
like 40% of my internet bill back from all of last year.
That's sick. That's fucking nice. Hell, like getting a fucking thick tax return's always sick.
Yeah. So that's my good news.
Hell yeah, dude. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's like you can do a lot with that.
Oh yeah. Well, she's gonna get a new car as soon as fucking this bullshit uh low low supply.
Oh, the supply chain issue, fucking.
Yeah, what they because they've been putting it on like the final paperwork and stuff. It's like a low supply basically fee, and it's anywhere from like 3 to 10 grand depending on the vehicle.
So y'all aren't trying to pay some bullshit fucking fee like that.
No, I was
Yeah,
like,
nobody would.
you're fine. Just wait a bit. They'll start, not having the shortages, so the prices will go back down.
Well, there ain't no way in hell I'd be fucking spending 10 grand just to fucking buy a new car. Like as far as like a fee
Fuck
goes,
no. Yeah.
ain't no way.
Like there's no reason to.
No,
So, like she doesn't
no, I
absolutely
agree.
need it right now.
Of
We can
course.
wait a little bit on it, so may as well wait until shit goes back down to normal.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. There's no reason to jump the gun just because you're trying, like you're wanting it to happen now. Patience is a virtue.
Yeah. Well, like the other insane thing is my plumber. He just got a new work truck, and
Hmm.
they're debating on whether they want to sell his old one
Yeah.
because right now he said that the value of it, like the estimates he's got, he'll end up making 2 grand less than he paid for that truck selling
Yeah.
it right now.
Yeah, dude. The price of used like trucks and cars right now is insane.
It has like 220,000 miles on it. It's like a 2015 or 2016 Chevy with a service bed.
Does it a Duramax or?
Nope, gas.
I wonder how much I could get. I'm curious how much I could get for my truck now because I paid like 9,500 for it.
Probably close to, if not more than that.
That'd be crazy, you know. Buy a truck and sell it and actually just make money.
Just make money on it. But yeah, no, they've had that truck since it was brand new, and he said that
That's insane, dude.
2 grand less than they paid for it brand new.
Like that's so nuts to me that's the price of shit right now.
It is absolutely bonkers.
It doesn't make any sense.
It super doesn't, and that's why I haven't. I'm just sticking with my fucking car because there's no problems with it. It doesn't cost me anything really to drive it, so
Yeah, might as well run it out, dude.
I'll fucking just run it out. Just keep it running.
And it's a Volkswagen. It's not going to appreciate.
No,
So just keep that bastard as long as you can.
I bought it for 11.4, and I think it's valued at like $6,200 right now. So I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great.
Definitely better than what I sold mine at. I bought mine for like 28 grand and sold it for 5.
Ugh,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
that is
don't
that
don't
is
ever buy a
shit.
don't ever buy a Volkswagen brand new. You will hate life.
Yeah,
I know I did.
yeah. No, I got
Big
mine
mistake.
super fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Had 72,000 miles on it. I was like, it's not a lot on a Volkswagen. It's
I'm
not
much older and wiser now.
Yeah. I was like, it's an A. We're fine. We're good. I still wish I
Yeah.
would have fucking bought that 6 speed, but, you know.
Dude, yeah, having a manual. The manuals in Volkswagens are pretty damn good,
Yeah.
I'll say.
Well, I think the automatic in mine is going to be fine just because it doesn't make shit for power. So
True, dude. Yeah, yours doesn't make dick all for power.
I think brand new, it made what, like 150 horse or something like that?
No, probably like 130.
Something like that. It is not jack shit, but hey, doesn't put a lot of strain on all my parts.
Big facts, though, dude.
So we're good.
It's actually super smart.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just going to be a daily, like,
Don't buy anything that makes enough power that it can hurt itself, essentially.
Yeah. Your daily shouldn't be the funnest car you own.
No.
Your daily should be reliable and doesn't fucking break down all the time.
Yep. Like my truck.
Yeah.
Doesn't get that great of gas mileage, but goddamn, is it fucking reliable.
That motherfucker will drive till its wheels fall off.
It probably will, honestly. Like, it's insane. I never have issues with that truck.
Yeah. And that's just
Power of the
homage
Chevy
to-
big block, dude.
Yeah. That's just homage to they used to build shit better.
No, I truly do believe in that.
So sorry. They used to build shit less complicated.
Facts. I think that's the biggest
the
thing. is,
biggest
like,
thing.
shit's gotten so complicated now that you can't
Well-
have anything that actually like is worth a fuck.
So look at it this way: when your truck, because your truck's throttle body, right?
Oh. Oh, as far as the injection?
Yeah.
No, it's port injection.
It's port injection. Well, so it's throttle
Yeah.
body injected.
No, it's port injected.
What?
Like into the intake manifold ports.
Yeah.
Not because there's TBI, throttle body injection.
Yeah. That's what I meant, really.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
throttle body injection.
Yeah. But it's a throttle cable, right? It's not
No,
fly-by-wire.
it's fly by wire.
It's fly by wire.
It has an LS computer in it too.
Oh, motherfucker. Anyways, flyby is not that bad because they've been tested fairly reliable. But what I'm really getting at is it's port injected. It's not direct injected. It's
Hmm.
uh, one computer runs the whole truck
Yeah.
versus a new Chevy that has
Fucking oh
fuck.
no,
What's
dude,
the
don't
count?
even get me started.
What's the count?
Jesus.
Uh,
Well, they have the body, the
eight,
BCM,
eight set.
ECM, TCM.
I think it's 8 separate computers
Yeah.
because you've got the ECM, TCM, BCM. Uh, there's a computer that runs just the inside. There's a
Yeah.
computer that runs just the instrument cluster.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it way too complicated for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, it's fucking ass, dude. Like, I don't understand. Like, of course, all those features are fucking nice and shit, but like, how long is that gonna last? You know,
Yeah,
until it fucking dies
yeah.
from some kind of complicated issue that you can't just pay, that you can't afford.
Well, that it's kind of shut off to mechanics to work on
Oh
because
yeah, especially if
if
you're like a
they
home mechanic.
yeah, if they don't have the big, $8,000 computer system that it takes to read and clear error codes and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
and reprogram stuff, you can't work on them. Like, so, hey, here's a really, really good example. Uh, anything over a 2019 RAM, um, you have to take it to a dealership to have a brake job done
Wait,
because
what?
mhm, because the brake system on those, it's electric over hydraulic. No, no, it's just pure electric. It's electric brakes. And so without
It's
the
electric?
it's got electric brakes.
That sounds fucking awful.
So without the computer to uh, tell the brakes to release, there is no way to get them to unclamp to change the brake pads, front and rear. And
Uh,
the computer program, in order to release the brakes, is embargoed until like
Forced.
2025. So the only people that have it and can get it are dealers.
What happened to right to repair, dude?
It is a huge fight right now.
Like, god damn it. This is what like, and the EPA is over here just bending this over too.
Oh yeah.
They just don't want. I think the they don't want anybody to have any fun.
That's most of it. Yeah.
They're like, oh, fun detected. Shut that shit down.
Yeah.
Quit it now.
Get that shit right on out of here.
And I'm like, damn it. Can y'all fuck off,
Right. Yeah. No.
please?
Yeah. The whole because company Dad works for, they've got I think 4 or 5 new service trucks, and they're all over 2019, and they've had to do brakes on a few of them. And Dad was like, "Yeah, no, we can't do our own brake jobs anymore." He's like, "We have to take it to the dealer because Ram will not release the program to anybody other than dealers."
That's such fucking cheeks, dude.
Yeah,
Like, how do you expect somebody to buy your product whenever they can't even fucking service it themselves? Because the people who buy your product are people who service their shit themselves, unless it's like a fleet vehicle or something.
well, and
That's what I'm saying.
these are fleet vehicles. Like, it's service trucks and rig trucks and
Well,
stuff
even
like
then,
that.
like most people who like service their own fleet shit, like they have a guy they pay to do that.
Yeah,
So that's a guy out of a job just because dealerships are fucking greedy.
yeah, and it's yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous the amount of shit that you can't touch on vehicles now. because you
Yeah.
either have to have the computer to reprogram the new part you put in there. Uh, ooh, I can't remember if it's BMW or Mercedes. Not new ones, but like late, like '08 to like 2014, I think. One of those two. You have to program the battery
Oh yeah, I know about that.
because
Whenever you change the battery, you have to like reprogram the fucking car for it.
yeah, because the system they designed, some certain part of it has to have a specific voltage at all times, and so as
Right.
the battery weakens, the alternator corrects for it, and it's a constantly correcting program. So if you put a new battery in there and the alternator just does what it was doing, it'll just fry that part and basically brick the car.
That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. So it's just one of those fucking ridiculous things that why? Absolutely why?
I don't know. I don't know who thought that. That's what I'm saying. Like all these fucking brands that are run by committees and shit are just fucking idiots.
Oh, for sure. There's no reason to a lot of it other than
Shareholders,
yeah.
basically.
But also I saw a stupid fucking TikTok the other day. It was like them acting out like a boardroom meeting at like a car company,
Oh yeah.
and the guy brings up like, "Oh, I have an idea of how to make this easier for the mechanic," and the guy looks at him. He's like, "Get the fuck out. We don't do that here."
Just leave, and go fuck yourself.
And then there's certain companies that do design shit to make it easier for mechanics. There's I know like the swing arms of a couple of pickups. They're not brand new, but like I think it's like mid-model like Tacomas and stuff.
The swing
Like
arms,
so they had to not the swing arms, the A
control
arms,
arms.
the A arms on the front.
Yeah, yeah.
The where they had to put the uh, oil filter
Hmm.
would like if you remove the oil filter, it's just gonna dump oil all over your A arm.
Yeah.
So they designed a like a cup and a spout into their A arm that directs the oil with no mess,
How considerate, dude.
right? And it's just for nobody other than who's servicing the vehicle.
Because I know Ford loves to fucking just let oil splash everywhere
Bro.
it fucking pleases.
Ford likes to cover their oil filters by 7 different plastic panels that the clips always break on.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Like what I say, like
uh,
Fords are reliable until they're not,
yeah. Back
and then
at
they're just
the-
fucking pieces of shit.
Back at the school, after you left, I did most of the bus and fleet maintenance.
Yeah.
Because you remember we got that
Yeah, yeah.
the guy fired. But the Taurus that they had, the Ford Taurus,
Hmm.
I went to change the oil in it one day. It took me 3 hours to change the oil
God damn! What the fuck?
because there is a plastic dust tray
Hmm.
across the entire engine bay of that car, and it has 30 clips in it
Jesus.
that all have to come out to take out that tray. And then you need skinny dick arms like yours to actually get to the goddamn oil filter. And so you know my big fucking meaty claws. It took me so long to change that oil just because the way it was all fucking put together. Because it's a fucking so it was an EcoBoost.
Oh god, those are trash.
V6 EcoBoost. This is before they did the 4-cylinder EcoBoost.
Right.
It is a
Now, the
V6.
V6 Eco Boosts suck.
It is a V6 EcoBoost in a front-wheel drive car.
Yes. Big PP.
So there was absolutely zero room in that entire engine bay to get to anything.
Yep. Because it's transverse mounted, of course.
Of course, it has to be.
Yeah, to fit.
Yeah, so it is a transverse mounted V6 front-wheel drive piece of shit.
Twin turbo too, so that makes it even more fun.
Oh yeah, that car took 0 W20 oil.
Oh yes, I think that's like most Japanese cars now too.
Yeah, but it's domestic, and I don't trust
Twin
domestic
turbo
enough.
and V6.
Yeah, I was like, I do not trust domestic enough for this to be a 0 W20 car.
For emissions, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like water. 0 W20
Yeah.
oil is water.
Tighter tolerances, it's fine. Oh, we designed it for this.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
This is technological advancement.
Oh God, you got it in. I hate you. Oh, you got it in.
Hell yeah, dude! I had to.
I was like, Jeremy's
Thought you were
not gonna
safe
be
without
here.
Jeremy here.
I was like, we're gonna get away without hearing that goddamn statement. But nope, Nick fucking got it in.
Yep. I always
Fucking
get it in.
wiener.
I had to, dude.
Not you or Jeremy's wiener, but a wiener.
A wiener.
Because y'all never get it in.
I mean, true,
Ha.
but hey.
Ha, got him. Boom.
But yeah, I
Got
mean,
him.
I don't, dude. It perplexes me why we can't, like, nobody can design a very good automatic. And why, if we can't design a very good automatic, why did we think it was a good idea to start doing CVTs?
So they can't design a gut automatic because of the inherent complexity of an automatic transmission.
Well, an automatic's run off fluid friction, so it's also relying on the consumer to actually properly service them.
Well, yeah, and as we've decidedly come to the fucking conclusion, people are idiots,
Yep.
and so that shit don't work.
Mad facts.
But CVTs, in theory, are more simple.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're definitely more simple.
But in something that
Weighs fucking 3,000 fucking pounds.
Yeah, they're fantastic for go-karts
And side-by-sides.
and side-by-sides and stuff like that. Go-karts or golf carts.
Yeah, light stuff.
But for full weight fucking highway cars, they're dog shit.
Well, that's why
Fucking dog shit.
Toyota's their CVTs have an actual geared, like, first gear.
Yeah.
Like, it's actual physical, like, or not physical, because of course CVTs are physical. But it's an actual, like, gear.
It's a gear, not a pulley.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so much more reliable than, say, Nissan or most other people who do them. Because Toyota actually does shit right.
Fucking Fiat.
I would never touch a Fiat with, like, any, I don't know.
An 80
Fiats are
pole.
fucking gross. I wouldn't touch a Fiat with your dick.
Same. But yeah,
Not a good idea.
There's so many vehicles out there that it's just why over anything.
And, like, direct injection, it's like it's a good idea, right? But I think if you're going to do direct injection, you also need port injection as well. Or no EGR.
It's that's the
right, because or like nope, like if you're gonna have like you're gonna have to have a catch can and shit like that, right? Like you can't just have direct injection and not expect it to run fine, right? Because the valves are gonna get fucking gross. You're gonna have to get those cleaned.
Yeah.
Like a catch can would be great if it was just factory, but it never is.
Oh, of course not. Because that adds complexity, but apparently complexity is not something that they care about fucking not adding. So I don't understand why they just don't.
They like complexity so long as it makes them money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, basically.
We'll
And if
add
it's
all of these features that are going to take us all of this bullshit to all this complex bullshit to add in.
right,
But the stuff that makes the car better and last longer, they're like, we'll skip on that.
yeah, it's all planned obsolescence.
The dreaded word.
Slander, lies.
Absolute fucking blasphemy, Nicholas.
It's so insane to me.
Oh, it
Just the
is.
quality of cars nowadays. Like even the Japanese ones are kind of getting worse.
Yeah.
Like Hondas used to be fucking unkillable because because everybody's always focusing on like getting the most efficiency and like the most features and shit, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, if your main goal is to like cut down on like gas usage or like emissions, make cars serviceable, make them cheap to service, make it like to where the consumer can actually replace shit and stop making like new ones. Just help people preserve what they currently have.
Yeah.
Because then you're not manufacturing entire cars. All you have to do is manufacture parts, and if the parts are more reliable, then you don't have to replace them or manufacture them as often.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, most of the emissions from cars comes from producing them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of a contradictory for them to make cars that are more efficient and all this shit whenever it's like the easy answer is just make cars reliable.
Yeah, because you have to produce less, so that makes less pollution.
Yeah.
It goes back to the fucking argument we had a while back of just make shit good and not as many of them because if you make them good and you make them last, you don't have to make as many. So, but it all boils
That's
down
not how you
to
make money though.
money.
Yep, that's not how you make money.
Yeah.
Because then everybody will just keep what they already have.
Yeah. So it's fucking bizarro that we just fucking let shit go the way it goes because money.
Yep. So the APA is trying to shut down racing, which I think is going to hurt the car. Well, no, it probably won't affect the car industry, honestly, in today's environment. I mean, I'm
Uh,
sure it may make a difference in some kind of way if they just like absolutely kill racing, but most people nowadays don't even care about like any of that.
yeah, they really don't
Like
because
the vast majority of people don't watch racing
yeah,
or care.
yeah. And I mean, I don't watch racing regularly, but I enjoy the culture of racing. I enjoy the culture of cars. I can appreciate the art form in that of, you know, designing something to make the most fucking power like drag racing or making something that can handle taking a corner at 180 miles an hour like F1.
Well, and most of our innovation as far as cars go comes from racing.
Yeah, it really does because there's
I mean, you're trying to make things as good as they possibly can, like as aerodynamic, as fast, as efficient. Because a lot of like 24-hour Le Mans and like
as
those kind of races,
durable.
like endurance races, yeah, you're trying to make things fuel efficient and powerful.
Yeah. And then even like in like truck like the pickup truck space. Baja.
Yeah,
All like
suspension.
a lot of that suspension stuff works its way over to road vehicles because if they can, take 5 foot whoops at, 90, 100 miles an hour, that pothole at 40 is not going to be anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's if if it were up to car guys, everything would be fucking fantastic, and nobody would make any money from cars.
Yeah,
All right,
because
but
everything
everybody
would.
would have a fucking sick car.
Yeah, but that in today's world, people view cars as it gets me from here to there.
Yeah,
It's
it's a utility.
yeah. There's fewer and fewer people that look at a car and say, "Oh, I could do this to that car and make it do this."
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I mean, whenever our dads were still like our age now, I mean, everybody was about cars. Like F1 was huge, and like NASCAR and shit like that. I mean,
Yeah,
motocross and stuff.
yeah,
Motorsports were cool. Now
yeah,
it's kind of they've become very professional too, like motorsports,
yeah,
because of how big they got and are now kind of. I don't know. It seems like there's kind of like it's it seems like a never-ending battle, the just existing as a car guy, right? Like to preserve the existence of car guys,
yeah,
because you still have a lot of people who are in the scene, and the scene is still growing, but like it's not growing nearly as fast as it was. And I think we're seeing the end of the car enthusiast, or the start of the end of the car
yeah,
enthusiast.
yeah, and that's it's a lot to do with the direction cars are going as
Right.
to electric cars and hybrid cars that have a little tiny 1 liter motor just to run a generator, stuff like that.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about in the one podcast. We were talking about like automation and automated cars, like where you could have like a screen inside and be able to like play a racing game with the steering wheel and pedals and stuff while the car drives itself.
Yeah.
Like that would be really cool, but it's not the same, right, as physically handling a machine.
Yeah, no, it'll never be the same.
No, it's not as satisfying or gratifying,
Yeah.
because you lose that risk, right? The risk factor is gone,
Yeah.
and that's what's so enjoyable about that's what makes things fun is risk.
Yeah.
So you remove that, and it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. And what the fuck's the point? I've
It's just fucking boring.
really really wanted to just go and buy a fucking dirt bike lately for some reason.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I'm
I
probably
still
not
want to have a dirt bike, but
I'm not going to because I don't have anywhere to ride it right now. But I want a fucking dirt bike.
I won't. Oh, I have a dirt bike technically. I have the KLR,
Technically.
but
Yeah, technically. But it's something that you're not gonna beat up like you would beat up a dirt bike.
not yet. Once I get crash bars and stuff on it, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. But for now it's not quite as nimble as a dirt bike, stuff like that.
Oh hell no! Thing weighs 460 fucking pounds.
Yeah. How have you
We may have
been
to.
liking that? You've been enjoying it?
Oh yeah, it's sick. It's almost it's like at 500 and something miles now. So I'm about to do the first service. I already got the thermobob and doohickey already here. The low profile drain plug and shit like that. All the like the little stuff that are just like innate issues with them.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to do that and do the oil and check the valve clearance and all that happy shit. So
That's good.
once I do all that, it's gonna be great. But right now, it's just kind of sitting.
Hell yeah.
I gotta take a bathroom break. We'll probably have to cut this out.
Dang it. You make me do fucking work.
I mean, it's only gonna be this one section. It's pretty easy to cut sections from videos.
Well, yeah, but it's just.
Or we can leave this in and just have have my pee break in here.
Oh yeah. No, I'm fucking leaving this shit in. This is pure chaos episode. Jeremy's not here. We can get away with whatever the fuck we want.
I'm just kind of scared of like having my pee be heard on the podcast.
If you're already done, I didn't hear it, so you're fine.
No, I'm just stopping peeing to talk.
you, you've got more control than I do.
All you have to do is clench your butthole.
I try that and it makes me pee harder.
No, don't push with your butt. Like, act like you're trying to stop a turd.
Yeah, that makes
That's all
me
you gotta
pee
do.
harder.
What? Nah, not me.
Huh. I don't know. I don't normally have to stop my pee, so it's not something I have to worry about.
Man, and I had to go really bad, so this is taking forever. Like, it's a whole ass fucking, like,
It's
minute.
an adventure. Oh, shit. Oh, but hey, on the bright side, Nicholas, I'm pretty sure I fucked up the video capture portion of this, so it's just been a static image of the options menu of Power Wash Simulator. So, either I'm just gonna leave it as that, or I'll just fucking record me playing some other game for a couple of hours. But I done fucked up. And I don't think I can change it on the fly.
Can
Oh,
you hear me now?
there
Yep.
he is.
My fucking headset problems, dude.
Ah,
I need to invest in, like, a mic and actually, like, use my Bose headphones for this.
yeah.
'Cause that would be optimal.
Oh yeah. That's
And
why
you,
I went and bought a mic.
yeah. Just gotta figure out which one I want to get and how much money I want to spend on one. Because it'd
Yeah.
be kind of nice mic.
Yeah. The one I got, it's on sale right now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Phew.
Let me find it. I think it's like $20 off. I mean, it's not a huge sale, but it's save money.
Balling out here, dude.
And you just got to raise
I know, I'll have to get into that one.
the. Oh hey, the regular Blue Yeti's only $99 right now.
Nice. I'll have to look it up and see what, like, the best option is for the price. Because I think it was one of Sam's friends was telling me about this microphone that was, like, super sick, but the same price as the Blue Yeti.
Yeah. I
I just don't
mean,
remember what it was.
I haven't
It
had
was,
any complaints
pea
about
brain.
this one, so
No, yeah, it's been a lot better than the last one you had. Jesus Christ.
yeah. Well, I mean, shit, that was just the fucking headset mic, so.
No, you used to have a standalone mic before, like a while back.
Oh,
That's fucking was annoying.
that shit, it never fucking worked. That's why it was
I
annoying.
know, dude. You always had issues with it. It would work, and then just randomly it would just stop working.
Oh,
I'm like,
it
oh,
was
okay.
just it was just the sheer fact of certain games that I would launch would just turn it off. So
It's like, I'm not gonna work now.
yeah, it's just like I'm not gonna work. And this mic I have now, I've had zero problems with it. It just works.
Isn't that so nice?
It's Apple style. It just works.
Bethesda, dude.
Oh fuck.
God Howard out here. It just
It
works.
just works. Yeah.
Sure, bud.
Great.
Sure.
Sure. Have you played Fallout 76?
Yeah, it just works, dude.
It just works.
Trust me.
Oh,
I have a buddy who Ryan. He plays it, and he swears it's a lot better now. I haven't actually gone back and played it, so I can't say. But I mean, I'd be willing to believe it. I mean, they've had enough time now to improve it.
well, fuck, they should have.
Right.
But oh, fuck. I had a question I was going to ask, and now I forgot.
Rip, dude.
Yep.
Disappointing.
Damn. We're falling apart. We don't have Jeremy here, so we're falling apart.
Nah, I mean, I was thinking, like, it's kind of Right, like it's a difficult decision for me as far as like what car I want because I am looking at getting another car and I am kind of considering a Honda, but I'm also really considering a Corvette. But a Corvette would be like, the complete opposite of the Honda.
Yeah, that's
So,
absolute 100% polar opposite of a fucking Honda.
right, but like the Corvette would be so much fun,
Oh, it
right?
would
Like
be.
it's kind of like the whole argument of like, do you want to have more fun or do you want to save money? And so I'm like, fun sounds good. I'm down for fun,
Yeah, you're like, I
right?
kind of want to have fun.
Like it's such a difficult thing for me because it's like deciding between gas mileage, fun, and what I really want versus what would be a decent compromise and what I also do want, but I don't want as much,
Yeah.
you know? And that's kind of the car world in general for me is like, I kind of want everything.
Yeah, well, that's the dilemma if you don't make $1 million a year is, oh, well, I can't buy everything I want, so I've got to make the tough decision of one thing that I want.
Right. But I want all of it.
Well, yeah, it's my money and I need it now.
It's my money and I want to spend it now.
Exactly.
Dude, that's something I had to come to kind of a realization with because a lot of my friends just kind of blow and go a lot.
Yeah.
So like I'm always building my savings and constantly have a like buffer in my checking just to like kind of be safe about things like that,
Yeah.
or as far as money goes. But then I see all my buddies and shit like buying all this cool stuff and doing all these things with their cars. I'm like, man, how are y'all able to afford that? And then I realize, oh, I'm a little different because of the way I and handle my money.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an eye opening, like something I had to come to like a self realization on.
Yeah. It's like they made the decision that they're going to spend most of their money, if not all of their money. And you're like, nah, I'll hold back. I like my cushion.
Super nice, dude. I mean, it's definitely like I feel like the smarter way of going about it, but
Oh,
at the
it's for
same time, like young Nick is over here like, fuck, dude, so many options,
right.
like all the options, but
Yeah.
just gotta hold out.
Yeah. And I will by no means say that I'm good with my money, but I'm better than a lot of people.
Oh yeah, dude, some people are so fucking awful with their money. They always complain about being broke, and I'm like, well, it's because you're fucking terrible with your money.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to afford rent this month." It's like, well, "Yeah, but didn't you buy this dumb shit?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Yes. It's like, well, don't do that.
Yeah, you're like, "Don't do that." It's like I have my priorities straight, so I make sure that all of my bills are paid, and then I have some money in savings, and then I'd give myself a bit of money to spend every month.
It's kind of hard though, right? Like, cause I mean, some shit you just have to spend money on,
I know, and I
like
fucking
fairly
hate it.
regularly, like clothes and shit. Like, so I try to pay my bills and stuff first,
Yeah,
but then I also need other shit. Like, I need clothes pretty bad right now, but I had to pay the bike payment, insurance, and just a bunch of other shit, and I still have to pay my truck payment, which is like $300.
yeah,
So right now, like my primary goal is just to like manage it for now until I'm able to. Which I mean, I'm it's easy to manage because I don't like eat at home or anything. Like I eat out a lot and stuff like that.
yeah,
But it's still like I would like to be to the point to where I don't have the truck payment anymore. So I think I'm gonna. That's probably gonna be the thing I try to get rid of first, just because it's the biggest one.
yeah,
But at the same time, I mean, it's only $300.
yeah. That
So I
that
could
and that,
like.
that's always the hard decision of like, do I just say fuck it and pay it off, or it's $300 a month?
The only thing I think why I want to pay it off sooner rather than later is just because of the fact that they aren't going through a credit bureau.
Yeah,
So it's just like a private like it's basically like I'm borrowing money from the dude's dad, I think it is,
yeah, kind of
who owns the dealership.
like a lease to own kind of thing,
Yeah, kind of.
but
So it's like not doing anything
not
for my
actually
credit.
reported to any credit building bureaus.
Right. So there's no like late payments, late fees or anything like that. Like they don't really do late payments. Like that's just not you know, it's like, yo, you're late, whatever, kind of thing. So that's nice.
Yeah.
But I make enough money that I'm never like worried about being late on my payment.
Yeah.
So that doesn't
Yeah.
really help me,
Well,
you know.
so what you could do is you could take out like a private loan for the remaining balance, pay the guy in full, and then just carry that private loan to where you are building some credit with it.
Right. But I just bought the bike too, so
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I try not to take out
You got a
like
bank loan
too
on that
much
one?
debt. Yeah. Well, it's through some company called Roadrunner.
Yeah, it's a bank loan.
Their UI is pretty fucking sick on their website, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah, and they're like a real easy company to go through with loan with. My interest rate's fucking ass, but I mean, whatever.
That's just from having no credit. They have
I have
to.
good credit. I just don't have much of a credit history is the
Well, yeah,
problem.
and that's what I mean by no credit is
Right.
there's not a lot of history there.
That poo-poo history, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, but that's something that comes with time. So,
Right, which sucks because it's like there's no way to speed up that process, you know.
no, there's really not. It's like,
That's why I say, dude,
what?
patience is a fucking virtue in life, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It- It's kind of amazing to me the lack of patience some people have.
Yeah. It's like, well, I want it now, so I'm going to get it now. And it's like, well, you should wait a little bit, and like a month down the road, you'll be in a better spot. So just wait. They're like,
Well,
but
also, I'm like super huge on like contingency plans, right? So like if something happens, I always have like my credit cards are empty and shit like that, just so in case.
yeah, just in
But
case
like,
some bullshit happens, you're like, all right, I'll be okay.
there was a certain example I thought of, where oh yeah, one of the guys that works at my site on evenings, that dude is probably the worst with money I've ever met, and also has like the worst luck with money.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. Like he had his bike. He had a Ninja 400, I think it is, and it got stolen.
Jesus.
So he took the insurance off of it. So whenever they found it, insurance wouldn't cover it because he stopped. Well, he didn't take the insurance off. He just stopped paying the insurance on it
Why the
because it
fuck?
got stolen. Right. It got stolen, so he decided he's not going to pay insurance on it because he doesn't have it. And so insurance wouldn't cover it because he stopped paying.
That's just fucking dumb.
I know. That's why I'm saying I don't like understand some people's like logic with money. Like, oh well, I don't have it anymore, so I'm just not going to pay for that. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
It's yeah, and especially with that, it's like okay, you probably saved what $500-600 not paying the insurance on it, but now you're out 5-6 grand because they're not paying you for the fucking motorcycle.
Dude, and also like he's trying to sell it and he's trying to it's so whenever they stole it, they like punched out the locks on like for the ignition and the gas tank.
Yeah,
And they took all the fairings are like gone from it and shit. Like they fucked it up really bad.
yeah.
He's asking like 4 grand for it.
What the fuck?
You can buy those bikes like brand new for like five or
Yeah,
six.
no, the fucking
The Ninja
400s are
400s are
cheap.
fucking cheap, dude.
Yeah, because they're
Like dirt nasty
entry
cheap.
level bikes.
Yeah, they're fucking beginner bikes.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so I was like, he offered me, and I was like, hell no, dude, I'm not paying fucking brand new prices for something that's been stolen, fucked up.
Yeah, you tell
Like the
them.
logic behind that is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, you tell them I'll give you 400, and then you take the motor and the transmission, and you make a badass go kart out of it.
Actually, that'd be kind of sick, right?
That would be super fucking sick,
Like I will give you $400 cash right now,
right?
and just like take it fucking, I mean, shit, or just because you can still start it. It still runs and rides.
Yeah.
You just have to use a screwdriver to start it.
That's
Right,
great.
so
That is
it's kind
fantastic.
of tempting because it's still like technically a legal bike. Just offer him like $1,000 for the whole fucking thing,
Yeah. You're like,
and then
dude,
just be mad cruising.
you tell him it would take me what you want for this bike to fix this bike.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. But no, I would take that motherfucker. Like, I would give it to get it super fucking cheap, and because it's got still good running motor, transmission's good, all the drive shit's good. So just take it and make a badass fucking go kart out of it, and that would be
See,
fucking great.
my only problem though is like I have too many projects already. Like my truck is
True.
a my daily is a project. I have the Jeep, which is also a project. I have the other Jeep, which is another project. Then I have my 2 bikes. I'm just sitting here like, fuck, dude.
So
I'm
many
accumulating
projects.
too much fucking shit. I'm becoming that guy.
The
I
perpetual
never thought I
project.
would be. Yes. Just everything is a project all the time.
Yeah.
And I swore to myself I would never be that guy, but here I am.
Here you are. Bunch of fucking projects.
Dude, all the time. I
And
need to get some of them finished. Like the little Honda CT90 needs to get done.
yeah. Well, and then you had me who used to have a shit ton of projects and now has none.
Has none, yeah.
I need a fucking
You just
project.
decide to start buying new.
Yeah.
Something I need to start doing. Or well, you start buying shit that doesn't need work.
Yeah. To
Just
tell your buddy that I'll give him $500 right now for that motorcycle.
See, I'm a bad influence, dude. I've come to realize that I am the bad influence.
No, I want a project is the thing. It's like I have no project, so I could afford to have that project.
Yeah, it's probably pretty cheap. I mean, it's just an Ninja 400. Parts for them are pretty cheap and hella readily available.
Oh, I don't even want it for the motorcycle. I
You just
want it
want the
for the.
motor.
I want the motor.
I mean, they're good motors. Like fucking Cowie makes really good motors.
They do, and it would make a badass fucking go kart.
Yeah, facts.
Little sand rail, something like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to do.
No, or else
Not
somehow
really.
make a little boat out of it.
Hey, there you go.
Add to my boat collection.
Make a jet ski out of it.
Right?
Just buy like some shit ass jet ski that's still solid,
Yeah.
but just looks like hell.
Yeah. We've got one
Easy
sitting
fucking
at,
points,
at
dude.
Dad's house.
There you go, dude.
Dad took it just so he could take the trailer for my jet ski.
I don't know if you'd want to drive all the way down here though, with a U-Haul or something, or maybe you have a buddy with a truck.
Jeremy. His truck wouldn't make
True.
it to Dallas.
I was gonna say I don't know if his fucking F-150 would make it though.
Oh, it would.
That poor bastard.
That poor fucking truck. Nah, I'll
Is
just.
it? It has a 5.4 in it, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
5.3, 5.4. I can't remember.
The Tritons are 5.4s.
Yeah, it's a fucking dick ass 3-valve Triton.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking dog dick, dude.
Oh yeah.
They're reliable until they fucking blow a spark plug.
They're reliable until you have to change the spark plugs.
Yeah, essentially.
Not
Until you
even
have to
blow a
service
spark
the
plug.
fucking bastard.
Yeah. Well, it's not even. So the body style before those, that more round nose one.
Hmm.
Uh, so the early ones in that body style had 2-valve Tritons, and they're
Oh.
rock solid motors. Like they don't have
Okay.
near as much the problems. That body style with the 3-valve Triton, the way they're built, like 2.5 threads of the spark plug actually engage into anything,
Oh hell.
and they have the problem of literally shooting spark plugs out.
That's what happened to my shift lead. His spark plugs, one of his spark plugs shot out, and so
So bad.
his mechanic had to like drill it out, like bore it out, and then re-tap it.
Yeah.
And so he had like one spark
So
plug that was
bad.
different from all the rest. I'm like, that is so fucking ass,
so
dude.
sketchy. Yeah, no, it's fucking dog shit.
Dude, I can't like. I don't understand the whole Chrysler Fiat thing. I don't know what the fuck went through their heads to do that partnership. Or Ford and Volkswagen. It's like, let's just conjoin all of the most unreliable brands together.
It's a money thing. Fiat acquired Chrysler during the fucking uh, during the recession or whatever, when all the fucking car companies were going broke.
Back in like 2016 to like 2020 kind of thing, or like 2008 to 2016 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Fiat bought them in like '08 or '09.
Hmm.
It
I mean, it
was
makes sense. It's like it was like probably a cheap buy.
yeah. I think it was '09 because in 10 is when the body style changed on the pickups
Right.
and when they stopped being Dodges.
Yeah. We're Ram now.
Yeah,
You get
Ram.
fucking rammed.
Yeah, by fucking all sorts of issues.
Unreliability.
Unreliability. The only thing reliable in a Ram is a fucking Cummins, just because it's strangely owned by Ford.
I don't know. It isn't Cummins having like weird issues lately though.
It's not with the actual motor; it's with all the fucking emission systems.
Of course, dude, that's what ruins every great motor or every great vehicle is fucking emissions shit.
Your
You can't just leave well enough alone.
And it all started with the EGR valves.
EGR is so fucking dumb to me.
But hey,
Yeah, let's just take used like fucking exhaust and pump it right back in.
yeah, but for no goddamn reason.
No, it's just so the motor will run fucking hotter, so it burns cleaner.
Yeah, it's still not as bad as the like first couple of years that Ford had to put DEF on their pickups.
Def, the worst fucking thing to ever come to diesels.
Yeah, but the way they handled the uh, regen cycle on them was fucking dumb. And so it was a weird butterfly valve system in the exhaust, and it would malfunction and stick closed.
Oh,
And
lovely.
so it would just keep heating up and keep heating up and keep heating up. And then eventually the pipe right behind the turbo would get cherry red. And then it would shell the turbo because the oil would overheat.
Just sitting there, hot, 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 hot,
Hot, hot,
hot,
hot,
hot,
hot,
hot,
hot.
hot.
And then the turbo shells.
Yeah, of course it does.
And by shells, I mean like,
It actually turns into a fucking frag grenade.
yeah, because when they're regenning, it spools the turbo like super fucking hard.
Right,
And
because you
so,
want it to have the compressed air for more oxygen to.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so they are like extra spooled, and then all of a sudden, goodbye bearings.
Wee, dude, the fucking intake turbine, the cold side turbine just gets inhaled into the motor.
Yeah.
Goodbye everything.
Yeah. Just goodbye engine.
Yep.
You're now a giant paperweight.
The whole vehicle.
Yeah. And so that was the curious case of early model power strokes with regen systems.
Power strokes fucking.
Is just welcome to new motor. Oh, also the fact that you have to pull the cab to change the anything.
Was that like 6.0 era shit?
Yes.
Because dude, I watched a video of this guy doing he was just doing something to some Ford Power Stroke, and he had to take the cab off, and I was like, why in the fuck? Because it wasn't like swapping the engine, it wasn't like swapping the transmission. He was just like doing like a service on it or some kind of something on it, and I was like, why in the fuck would you ever design it that way to where
Oh,
you had to take the whole fucking cab off?
yeah, no, the back two cylinders are under the firewall. So to do
Why?
injectors, you have to
It's a
pull the cab.
V8.
Yeah,
It's just a V. It's not even like a like really big V8 either.
bro. Cummins, they're an inline six. They're 6 cylinders long, and not even the back cylinder is buried under the firewall.
And why in the fuck did Jeep go with an Italian fucking diesel in the Wranglers and Gladiators instead of a fucking Cummins 4-cylinder?
Because they didn't have the right to use it. They didn't.
What do you mean? It's fucking Mopar. What? Is that
Because
real?
well, they so back in the day, like if they would have put diesel in a Jeep back in like '08, yeah, they could have used the 4BT or the IB4, whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um, but since they went to Fiat, they only maintained the contract to use Cummins in the Ram trucks.
Oh
And
my
not even
god.
all the Ram trucks. The fucking Eco Diesel is not a Cummins. I'm pretty sure it's the same
Oh really?
fucking diesel they're putting in a Jeep.
Uh,
Because like
just
when they
you like
first
ass? There you go.
when they first announced that truck, it was like, oh, we're putting a Cummins in a 1500. We're putting a Cummins in a 1500, and then the truck came out, and there's not a Cummins badge on that entire truck. It says Eco Diesel everywhere, and I'm pretty sure it's a fucking Fiat diesel.
Yeah, something's getting cummed in.
Yeah,
It's
and it's
called
not
your
that truck.
ass. It's called your ass for buying a modern Mopar or a
Yeah.
modern anything domestic, honestly.
Hey,
There's
but
no
I am
way.
pretty excited to see what people are going to be able to do with that new inline six gasser that they're putting in them
In what?
in the new
Oh, that new,
Mopars.
like, isn't it a 3 liter?
I
Like
think
a
it's
three
actually a
liter
four
twin
liter.
turbo inline six? I swore it was a 3 liter. I can look it up real quick.
I can't remember exactly, but they're supposed to be fairly hardy, and six cylinders are notorious for just being able to make a fuck ton of power.
Yeah, I was right. It's a 3 liter twin
It's a
turbo.
3 liter.
I6.
Yeah.
Hmm. Which, I mean, fuck, I'll take it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
You won't
fuck.
catch me complaining.
That's six cylinder like inline sixes are just
So good!
so good.
Inherently balanced.
Yeah,
Fucking, I don't know. I don't know why we ever strayed away from the straight six, because here we are again.
at the straight six.
Yep. Because
Like
it fucking works.
yeah, like straight fours, straight sixes, they're all fucking great. Straight fives are like okay, but they're not quite as balanced because they have an odd
Right.
number of cylinders.
I just think it's so goofy, dude. I think the reason they strayed away from straight sixes was because,
The length
yeah, the length.
that
But
that's the reason is the length.
I don't see how that fucking matters, though, right? Just make cars with long hoods.
Yeah, but I don't know. It because you have to make a bigger car to put it in. You have to make a longer car to put it in. So the longer the car, the more the weight. It was all fucking economy stuff.
Of course, because it always is.
Yeah. And you can't really transverse mount a six cylinder, inline six cylinder, without making it
Yeah,
fucking tiny.
we'll make this fucking hoe wide.
Like, start making thick boy cars.
Just fucking dummy wide.
Yeah. But that's why four cylinders take up so much of the transverse mounted like everything is because they're short, they're balanced, they're good motors. They're proven to be good motors. They still transverse mount some V6s because that's the width or the length of a three cylinder. So it's technically you can fit it in there. But they that's the whole thing is a lot of the stuff swapped to front wheel drive, so you can't really transverse mount a six cylinder without doing weird gearing shit to turn the transmission the other way.
Right. Like a, what are they called? There's a name for what that is, right? Like a something that your transmission bolts up to that turns the drive shaft around or something, which would be fucking complicated.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
easier
a
to just not use an inline six,
yeah,
honestly.
it's easier to use a four cylinder, and that's why
Mm.
six cylinder inline sixes dwindled so much is because oh well people started wanting front wheel drive cars, so let's use the easiest option, which is a V6 or an inline four.
Man, with Jeep it made no sense.
Oh, absolutely 0 cents. Jeeps are
They're like,
made.
oh,
Jeeps are made to house a fucking inline six. They've always been
well,
an
no,
inline six, and then all of a sudden they're stupid V6 and they're turds.
well, it's like there was nothing wrong with the inline six. It made more torque than the new V6 they put in on whenever they did the transition,
Mm-hmm.
and the new V6 they put in on was a fucking minivan motor.
Yes.
Like, why, dude? Who in their right mind was like, yes, this?
This off-road beast will make it a minivan.
I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but it's like that was the whole constraint of why inline sixes went downhill. But like, if you still want a front engine rear wheel drive, yeah, you can get an inline six. Fucking BMW still uses them
Right.
because they're rear wheel drive. So they didn't have to have that long of a hood because the transmission always sat under the car. And so if you look at a BMW, none of those hoods are super, super long. But
No, because it sits like halfway under the fucking car,
yeah.
which is
So,
annoying in its own way.
oh yeah, you fucking, yeah. Back to the
We
Ford
won't even-
debacle of having to pull the fucking cab off to do anything.
Right. It's like,
You have to pull the cab off to work on the turbo. Because the turbo
I
sits in
think
the
that's what the guy
valley.
was doing. He was like doing a reseal on the turbo
Yeah, no, the turbo sits in the valley of the fucking motor.
all the way in the back.
Yeah. Same on fucking Duramax, but Duramax doesn't sit as far back because they made the choice to have a longer hood. But you
Yep.
still have to pull apart the entire top end of the motor to get the turbo out of a fucking Duramax.
Yeah. And like, I think in the earlier Duramaxes, you had to pull the valve covers to do injectors.
Yes, yes, you did. Because I've done it, and it's a pain in the ass.
Because it can never be easy.
But then you start working on a Cummins, the turbo hangs off the side of the motor like it's
Because
supposed
inline
the
six is so
injectors
good.
are off the side of the motor like they're supposed to be.
Are the Cummins crossflow or are they one side?
One side.
That's so weird to
Yeah.
me.
Why?
The exhaust and intake going in and out the same
Oh,
side.
no, they're crossflow.
They're crossflow. Okay.
Yeah, I
Because
thought my brain went somewhere else with that.
the Jeeps are the inline six AMCs, the 4 liters in Jeeps. They're not crossflow,
That's fucking
and
weird.
it bugs the piss out of me. It's just because it's such an old design.
Yeah. No.
Like I mean, it's an ancient fucking design.
Yeah, no, the Cummins are crossflow. The intake comes in the driver's side, the exhaust goes out the passenger side.
That's good. That's just a way better design.
Yeah.
Way more efficient. Way better for power,
Well, yeah,
flow,
because
everything.
your fucking intake air is not getting heated up by your fucking exhaust near as much.
Well, and also you're not having to take the air, turn it completely 180, and drive it back out of the motor.
Yeah, it flows across.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, they're so much, and that's why inline motors are so much more prevalent in like big trucks because they don't have the constraint of length because all of them have long ass fucking hoods.
Well, I mean, the new ones don't really.
Well, yeah, but they're still a big ass truck. Like most of the motor is still sitting out in front of the truck.
Right.
But
No, I get what you
like
mean.
V8 big truck motors are very, very rare. I think Detroit's the last one that does a fucking V style
V8.
motor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And old Detroits were super interesting because
Two-stroke, boy.
yeah. So
Two-stroke diesel V8 and V6s, dude. Fucking
They-
sick.
they were bonkers, but also the super bonkers thing is in an old Detroit big truck, you had to be really careful not to have it in gear and let it roll backwards. Because if it was in gear and it rolled backwards, the motor
the
would
motor will
spin
start
backwards.
fucking.
The motor
Yeah.
starts backwards.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy, right? Because
But-
two-stroke, I mean, they'll run no matter what.
Yeah. But the other crazy thing about it is that's how a lot of guys clean their air filters in those trucks.
That's fucking awesome,
Well, yeah,
dude. You just
because you
run the
turn.
bastard backwards and it blows air out the fucking intake.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, so you could just fucking clean your air filter by fucking rolling backwards downhill. Then you kill it and you start it and it starts normal and you're good.
Big brain, dude.
Yeah. It was
That's
crazy
actually
though
fucking crazy.
because they smoked a hell of a lot when you started them backwards. And so
Oh yeah,
just
I'm
seeing
sure.
so much black smoke come out of an exhaust or out of an intake is super weird.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's a lot of not burnt fuel coming out of there. That's
They
weird.
they also sounded super fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, dude, the old two-stroke big fucking V8 diesels. Oh
Oh yeah.
dude, just
Oh yeah.
running normally, they sounded fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I
But
love
yeah,
that shit.
it's just crazy thinking about a fucking like 15-liter inline six motor because those pistons are the size of my goddamn head.
Oh, they're dinner plates, dude.
They're huge, and they make so goddamn much torque
Oh yeah, dude. That's
and
like
so
pull a
low.
mountain down.
Like their peak torque number is at like 900 RPM,
Right. You're
and
just like, ooh.
their max RPM is like 1800.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And the amount of gearing they have in that shit. I think the most you can have is like what, 32?
Uh,
Like 32 speed.
Yeah, you can get up there, but the most common is like
It's like a
18
16,
to
isn't it?
20.
Oh, okay. I'm
Just
not
because,
super well versed on big trucks.
yeah, no. It's like anywhere from 16 to 20 is fairly common. Because
I
that
do
gives
love
you
me an
gearing.
old Peterbilt though, dude. Old Peterbilt's
Oh,
fucking the long nose fucking
mm,
Peterbilts. Oh, dude,
good
they
old
look
long nose
so
Peters.
fucking yes, dude. They're probably my favorite. Then the like old Kenworths.
I don't know. I like
Old Kenworths are pretty
the
sick.
new Kenworth. I think it's the Kenworth Liberty. Is it a No.
Is that the one that looks like a train? It
Yeah.
has the trainy looking front end. Yeah, those are fucking cool too.
Yeah, I fucking like those. They're cool as shit.
Yes, sir.
All right, but we actually went a little over time. Look at
Did
us
we?
go.
Dude, it has not felt like it's been that long. Maybe it was that fucking long pee I took, dude.
It's definitely the long pee you took.
Dude, sometimes, man, I think I have a massive bladder because I can just sit there and pee for like a minute straight sometimes.
That's Nick's ultimate insult is, oh, I got a bigger bladder than you.
Yeah, baby bladder.
You baby bladder
You,
bitch.
you pissy baby.
You little amount of pissy baby. I bet it takes you like 5 seconds to take a leak.
Yeah. What are you doing there? Fucking draining the garden snake?
I'm draining the fire hose in here.
No, it's still like a garden snake. It's just like a really like really fucking like what is it? Waterlogged garden snake.
Oh fuck. You got a water moccasin.
Yeah, dude. Bastard just swimming.
Oh shit. All right. Well, uh you can listen to us anywhere you find podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, YouTube. I hit all of them right. I think so. RSS.
Literally most every like podcast platform.
Pretty
Don't
much.
forget about our Twitter though. Fucking at Pointless Pods, dude.
Yeah. Hit us up on there. Tell us, bring Jeremy back. Or, I really like this fucking car podcast between Brandon and Nick because them two boys interesting as fuck.
Yeah, give us some topic ideas too if you want.
Yeah.
I'm totally down for that.
Because if it ever comes down to it, me and Nick's standby is just bullshit about cars. So if you don't like that, give us topics and we'll fucking talk about them.
Hell yeah, dude. Facts. Like what the worst failures as far as car design goes and shit like that. We can actually get into like detail.
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure.
down.
But
But all right.
I think next week we should be back to normal and having Jeremy back. which is great because I do not want to be the one recording another one of these because I fucked it up. So.
It's okay.
Yeah,
We aren't perfect.
Nobody's perfect, but I'm gonna work it.
Hell yeah, dude. That was actually a chill podcast this time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But until next time, keep listening, keep giving us ideas, and have a great fucking day.
Yee.